What's up, Aubrey? How's it going?
Not much. I'm pretty good. How are you?
Well, I have a question for you today. Are you ready?
Ooh, yes. Let's hear it.
All right. So, when is the last time, Aubrey, that you bailed out a friend?
Oh, just the other day, actually, I had a friend that was stuck on a work call. She texted and asked if I could pick her son up from school. So I was able
Oh,
to just pick him up with my kids. No big deal. But yeah, that's kind of, I've been in that situation too before recording with Jessica and it goes a little long and I text a friend and they have to bail me out. Can you pick up my
yeah.
kids?
That's great that you were able to help her out. And it's nice that you have friends that you can lean on,
Yes.
right?
Ugh,
Can
it's
count on for that.
so nice, and I don't know, it takes a village, we say, right, with
Takes a
kids.
village.
There's so
Yes.
many times where I was just really stuck, and luckily I had a friend or a family member that could bail me out.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine raising kids in a place where you don't know
Oh,
anyone?
oh,
And
so
yeah.
hard. So hard.
Yeah, but I think in our culture, it's I think other cultures embrace that more. It takes a village, that expression.
Yeah, it's true. It depends. I feel like, in our culture, some people are really hesitant to ask for help. They wanna
Yes.
be really independent, but
Yes.
I do feel like I feel like I was that way more before I had kids, and I had to just swallow my pride and realize I can't do
Can't
all
do
of this on my
everything.
own every time, or if I were sick, or if something came up, I just had to ask for help. I didn't have any other options.
That's interesting. Okay, so that's something important you learn when you're a mom is that you can't do it all on your
You
own.
just can't, especially if
Yeah.
you have 4 children.
Oh my
No,
gosh,
it's
forget it.
forget it. You're going to need
Oh,
help.
so good. So today we do have a listener question that we're pulling in today. I'm excited. What's this question about before we read it? What are we getting into?
Yeah. So you asked if I've bailed out a friend. We're definitely going to
Mhm.
talk about that phrasal verb. Our listener asked about the word bail. And there are
Yes.
two very useful phrasal verbs. We're going to share sort of the meanings of this word, but also these super useful phrasal verbs that we use all the time.
Oh, so fun. I love it. Anytime we talk about phrasal verbs, we are giving you guys vocabulary that's just so relevant and real. Real English, but for business or for life, right? We'll take a look at these and see if they work, but usually they work for
Oh,
both worlds.
absolutely. Yes, we
Mhm.
definitely use both of these in business English a lot as well, and just in life, right? We bail out
Yeah.
friends, we bail out coworkers. It's a very common occurrence.
I love it. So good. So should I go ahead and read the question?
Yes, it's a question from Min on YouTube. Go ahead and read it
Okay,
for us,
great.
Lindsay.
Okay, Min says, "Hi there. I'm one of your big fans." Well, hello, Min. We're excited
Hello.
to have you.
Yes.
All right, I was trying to ask something. Could you explain the word bail and how to use it? I've heard that word so many times here and there, but I couldn't understand the exact meaning, even though I searched it in the dictionary. You know, bail, bail on, bail out. OMG. I'm
Yes.
confused. I hope you would explain it sometime soon. I really enjoy your podcast and your YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Take care. Min S on YouTube. That's
So
great.
awesome. Yes, I love it. Thank you for the comment and the question. You guys leave comments, leave questions on YouTube
Yes.
if you watch the video of this episode or email them to support@allearsenglish.com. We love your questions.
Yeah, and we are going to answer Min's question here and then give you guys even more. But first, we want to point our listeners to another episode. I love this title, right? This is
Yeah.
episode 709. Don't bail on this episode. Listen to get native phrases to say that you're going to leave. It's a long title, but it's a good one.
Yes, right? And we shared in that one, it was you and Michelle with phrases for when you need to leave a party, because that is one of the many meanings of a bail or bail on.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, definitely check that one out for some really interesting vocabulary. We're going to go a little bit of a different direction. I'm not surprised that Min's confused when she looks in the dictionary because there are so many
Mhm.
meanings for this word.
Yeah, and before we get into it, don't forget, guys, that if you are using the iOS or Android app, then you can easily find that episode 709 just by typing it in the search bar at the top of the episode list. It'll pull it up for you right away. So check out the app at allersenglish.com/app. Okay.
Awesome. Yes. Okay. So, first of all, this word bail on its own, not as a phrasal verb, let's just very briefly share. It does have a few meanings by itself, right? So, Min
Mhm.
has likely seen this verb around,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
been confused. It means temporary release from prison. It can also
Right.
mean removing water from a boat. You bail water out of a boat.
Oh my gosh, those are very different meanings.
I know, with the same spelling. And
Yeah.
even more tricky, it's a homophone, right,
Ugh.
Lindsay?
Oh my gosh. What is a homophone? Can you explain to us, Aubrey, what is a
Yes,
homophone? Uh-huh.
absolutely, right? 2 words that have totally different meanings, different spellings, but sound exactly the same. So this one we're
Um,
talking about today that, Min asked about is spelled B-A-I-L, but there's also the word bale, B-A-L-E, which has a few different meanings, spelled differently, sounds the same. So you
oh
might
my
hear them
gosh.
in spoken English and not be even sure how to spell it because it's a homophone.
Wow, this one is new for me. BALE in the sense of a term you might use on a farm.
Oh, really? Yeah, you didn't grow up on a farm, Lindsay?
No,
No?
I clearly did not grow up on a farm, Aubrey. Will you enlighten us a little bit here? What
Absolutely. Yes. So for anyone who farms, grain or hay, bale is a noun that means like a wrapped bundle. So
okay.
there can be a
Yeah.
bale of hay, bale of cotton, right? It's wrapped and
Yes.
usually tied, but it's
Yep.
also a verb. There's a baler is a machine that bales hay.
Oh,
So to bale hay
okay.
means to collect it and make it into a bundle.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess I've heard bale of hay, right? But not never as a verb to bale hay. I
Mm.
did not know that. That's only something you might
That
know
was the
if
main
you
thing my grandpa did every day, bale hay in the
all
summer
right,
anyway.
learning from real life,
Yes.
right?
Oh, funny. So today we are gonna focus on the 2 phrasal verbs.
Yeah,
Now, one of them has a bunch of meanings. Well, I mean, this is the thing that's tricky about phrasal verbs, right?
right.
It's rare that they just have one specific meaning. Often
Oh,
the same phrasal verb will have all of these different meanings. So
phew.
we are going to share them today so that because we use them a lot. These are very common and very useful.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, because and they're just modern and kind of cool, right? They're common,
Yes,
useful, modern, and cool. So those are four reasons why we should teach these phrasal verbs today. Um,
exactly.
okay, first one, and this is how we used it in that title for episode 709,
Yeah, you can
right?
go to 709 for more details about this one. We'll share briefly. It means to cancel or to not show up.
Yeah,
And so we can give you a couple examples, but for more details, don't miss out on that episode 709.
definitely. Definitely. So here is the first sample sentence for this one. I don't mean to bail on you, but I'm sick and I can't make it tonight. Right?
Yes. Now, if you look at
Yeah.
the grammar followed by a noun or a pronoun, we always say we bail on something or someone, right?
Yeah.
And it is the same meaning, bail, not as a phrasal verb or one of the many meanings of bail, to say, I can't believe he bailed, meaning I can't believe he didn't show up.
Yeah, and I would say be careful here, guys. This one especially is pretty casual. So I wouldn't
Yes.
say to your boss, I have to bail on the meeting. Sorry, and I'm gonna go to the amusement park or something like I'm
That's
gonna
such a
take the
good point.
afternoon
It's
off.
very informal, right? You
Yeah,
might say it to a coworker if you're not
yeah,
gonna go to happy hour. No,
right,
I'm gonna
right.
bail."
Yeah, but
But not
not
to your boss, not about a meeting. It is very
no.
informal.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so to bail on and the key thing to remember for our listeners, guys, bail on, right? We bail on something or we bail on someone, right?
Exactly. Yes, it's gonna
Mhm.
be followed by a noun or a pronoun. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now we have not yet talked about bail out in a previous episode, so we're gonna dive into this one a little bit. We
Great.
use it 4 different ways.
I'm excited. Okay, good. So, okay, what's the first meaning? Let's just go through each of these
Yes.
meanings here. What would be the first?
The first one is to help someone with a problem, and this is especially used for financial problems, right? If someone says
Okay.
like, "I can't make rent this month, can you bail me out?" This is a way of
Mm,
asking someone for money. You might ask parents or a friend for help financially.
mhm. And this would also be the same thing as the idea of bail, right? Right, paying bail, but I bailed this person out of jail, would you say?
Yeah, it's a similar idea, right?
Similar
Bail,
idea.
which is money paid to a court, is sort
It's
of this specific thing. Like you are making bail, you are paying bail, but it
mhm.
is financial. So they are very much related that way. And
Ooh,
here's what's
tricky.
tricky. If I say to Lindsay, like, can you bail me out? I could be asking, can you come to jail and pay my bail? Or I might be asking for some other help, right?
Oh
Either
my gosh.
financial, often financially,
Yeah.
or if I'm like, Lindsay, I'm sick, I had to get this task done by 2 p.m. Can you bail me out? We
Yeah.
also use it that way. That's going to come up in just a moment, like help in another way with a problem.
Ooh.
Well, this is the same. It's the same. Just help
It's
with the
just
problem. It's not
yeah.
always financial.
It's not always financial. When it is, be careful, right? Who you're asking and Make sure they're ready for the ask, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Or do we share the rent example yet? No.
No,
Yes.
yeah.
No. Okay. I can't
Or the
make
second
rent.
one, my parents had to is the one we
Oh,
haven't
yeah,
shared
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my parents had to bail me out when I couldn't afford my car payment. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So just have to help you financially.
so that means they paid for the car payment, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then I
Okay.
think the way we'll see this more in business English or with friends is like I was sharing a task or something that you don't have time to do, you're stuck for some reason, then
Yeah.
you can also say, "Can you bail me out?" Meaning like, "Can
Yeah.
you help me out? Can you
Yeah.
help me with this?"
Right, and that would be what you would use with a coworker that you feel very comfortable with. You've probably
Yes,
exchanged help before, not someone you don't know well, right? It's a
exactly.
familiar phrase.
Very much so, right? Asking for help with the problem, and it's always going to be someone you have that relationship with, that
Yeah.
comfort where you feel that you can ask them for help.
Yes, totally. Okay, so that's the first one, helping someone with a problem. What's number 2?
So number 2 is to leave a situation when it becomes difficult. We often hear this when we're talking about investors, right? Investors bailed out of the stock when it started plunging. So it
Mhm.
means you're getting out of a tricky or difficult situation.
Yeah, that's a good one, right? The whole group think thing of investment, right? So I feel like just the littlest thing can cause everyone to get spooked and they just get out of all their stocks.
Absolutely. I mean, I probably would as well. I'm not really big into stocks. I don't know about you, Lindsay, but I'm not a gambler. I think I
No,
would
not a
get spooked
gambler.
easily.
No, no, I'm not a gambler, for sure not.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's the second one, and then the third one, oh gosh, physically, jumping from
Yes.
an aircraft, right? The pilot had to bail out when the engine failed.
Exactly, right? So this is a very specific meaning, right? It's
Mhm.
jumping specifically from an aircraft. Have also heard this like from a ship. You're going to bail out of the ship, meaning like I don't know if there's some
Oh,
kind of wreck, you're jumping overboard, you're jumping out.
okay.
It was interesting because the dictionaries just said aircraft, but I do feel like I've heard this for ships. What about you, Lindsay?
Yeah, ships or even something a little bit more just everyday life, like, when I go up to see my brother in New Hampshire, he lives on a lake, and
Mm.
sometimes we go out on his boat and we'll do tubing or water skiing, and I
Oh,
might
fun.
bail out if I think he's going too fast and he's trying to, like, be crazy. I'll just sort of
Yes.
bail out by just dropping the rope on my skis, and then the skis go in the water, right? That could
Right, we
be
use that
bailing.
as
I
well for
bailed
that.
out.
I do
Mhm.
say I bailed out, meaning like I
Yeah.
just I stopped,
It's
sort
too
of like
much.
jumped off the tube or let go
Yeah.
of the skis.
Yeah,
You're
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's all sort of like leaving a situation where it becomes difficult in that way, right? It's
Exactly.
these
Yeah.
meanings are kind of nuanced where it's like, we're using bailout. It's often just like getting out of a difficult situation, however,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
You got it. Do you like to water ski? Are you a water skier, would you
I
say?
did growing up. I water skied and then I started wakeboarding. It was
Oh.
more like snowboard because I started snowboarding, so I switched to wakeboarding. But then one time I face planted in the water so
Mm.
hard, like I hit my face on the water and it hurt so badly.
Oh, you
I
could
think
break
my
your
eyes were
nose.
open when they hit the water.
Oh,
So I haven't
yeah.
done it since. I got a little turned off by it. But then I'm like
Oh
frightened
my
now.
gosh. Yeah, I would like to learn how to wakeboard. My niece, who's just 10, 9, she's doing crazy wakeboard stuff already. It's
Oh, that's
insane,
cool.
and I still can't get up on a wakeboard, so
I was never able to do fancy flips or anything like that. If I could get up, meaning just like stand on the wakeboard on the water, guys, I was so happy.
it's a cool feeling. It's a
It is
big
cool.
moment when you can stand on water skis or a wakeboard for
Do you
sure.
water ski still?
I water ski, yeah, when I
That's
go up to see
awesome.
them, I'll get on the skis, but I'm always like, "Oh god, don't get injured," you know?
Don't get injured, I know, 'cause it feels like hitting concrete when you're going fast and you hit
Yes,
the water. Oh, it's so
yes.
painful.
Ooh, scary. Okay, so you might wanna bail anytime it feels like they're going too fast, just drop the rope, drop the rope.
Exactly.
Alright, so that's bailing out, that's you guys will remember that
Mhm.
now because 'cause we've had that conversation, and then number
Nice.
4,
This one
what
we
is it?
kind of covered, right? You had brought
Oh,
up
yeah.
that it's also specifically paying money to a court. Would
Okay.
say, like, his friend bailed him out when he was arrested. So this
Yes.
is interesting where depending on the context, if a friend asks you to bail them out,
Yeah.
hopefully you know if it's possible that they're in jail and need you to come bail them out of jail by paying money to
Yeah.
the court, or
Yep.
if they mean they're in some kind of other more minor problem and just need some help.
Oh, for sure, for sure, and there's a lot going on right now in politics. If you guys read, New York Times or anything in like, see on the news, there's a big debate going on right now around bail, in cities. I
Mm.
don't know a ton of details on that issue, so you guys can look it up and investigate, but it's an important debate, so
It
have to
is,
check
right?
that
As
out.
far as, like,
Yeah.
how high bails should be set, and is
Mhm.
that fair?
Setting bail,
Because it
right.
makes it such a class system
Such a
of
class
who can
thing.
get out of jail. Right,
That's what
very
it is,
tricky.
right, right.
Mhm.
Okay, this is great. So maybe we'll come back to that issue in another episode. Maybe we'll explore that in a cultural episode,
Yes.
Aubrey, another day. Who knows, right?
Absolutely, be sure to hit follow, guys, wherever you are
Mhm.
so you don't miss that when it comes up.
Yeah. All right. Let's show our listeners bail in a role play. So here we are discussing something that happened to my sister. I don't have a sister, but let's
I know, I
imagine
did
I
this on
do.
purpose.
I
I'm
always
like,
wanted one.
Lindsay doesn't have a sister, so we're going to talk about something that happened to your non-existent sister so that it doesn't nobody we know feels like we're saying they might go to jail.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it.
Alright, I'll
All
start
right.
us out.
Mhm.
You met your sister for dinner last night, right? How'd it go?
We were supposed to, but she totally bailed on me.
She didn't show at all?
Nope. She had a good excuse, though. She had a run in with the police and was in jail.
Oh, no. Did you have to bail her out?
Yes, $500. Oh gosh.
So you can see why I had this be about a very
Yeah.
imaginary person.
Right.
We're not gonna say it about my sister. I guess she's gonna call me up and be like, "Why are you
Yeah.
doing role plays about me being in jail?"
Right, right, right. Very incriminating, right?
Right? So let's go through this. You first use bail on. We were supposed
Mhm.
to, but she totally bailed on me, which
Yes.
means didn't come, didn't show up. And this would also mean like last minute. This doesn't mean, a couple days before you call and reschedule, right? Bailed on is
Yes.
much more has a connotation of flaking out.
Yeah, there is a flaky notion to this, and I think we've talked about the word on All Ears English, flaky, before,
Yes.
but this is it right here, like, the last minute, "Oh, sorry, I can't go," and very casual too. Like, they don't really
Yes.
care, you know? That's the
Exactly.
attitude you get. And then you said, "Oh, no, did you have to bail her out?" Right?
Right. So you said she was in jail, and this is that specific meaning of like paying money to a court to get someone out of jail. Did you have to bail her out?
Yes, yes. Alright, and so those were the 2 right there. I love it. So good. Yeah.
And we have this bonus phrase. You
Yep.
said she had a run in with the police. This is a
Yes.
very specific meaning, like a disagreement or a fight, especially with someone in authority. So you could have a run in
Mm.
with your boss, you could have a run in with a friend, but we often use it more often like a run in with the police.
Yeah, so running, it doesn't have a good connotation to it. It's not like you had a nice conversation,
No.
right? It's more like
A
she got in
negative
trouble.
experience, a confrontation. Yeah, someone got in
Yes.
trouble.
Yeah, someone got in trouble. Mhm.
We'll assume it was for trespassing or something minor.
Yeah.
Maybe she this happened to
Or
me once.
jaywalking or something. You went to jail once?
No, I didn't actually go to jail, but I did get, like, a misdemeanor because we were in a
Oh my
park at
gosh.
10 PM, and these cops showed up and gave us all misdemeanor citations because it was, like, after curfew at the park. It was crazy.
Wow. And is that on your record now? I feel like that's a big deal, misdemeanor.
Luckily, no. My friend who was there, her, uncle was an attorney, and he got us what's called a plea in abeyance, which is
Oh,
like
okay.
it puts you on 6 months probation. If you have no run-ins with the law, then it's totally wiped from your record. So I'm
Okay.
glad they had that option because we were like so
Mhm.
undeserving of having
I know
misdemeanors
that's
at 18.
yeah, that seems a little okay, you were
Crazy.
18. Oh, no. Okay, well, good thing you knew that friend, right?
I
Good
know, and
thing.
well, good thing she had that uncle because otherwise I probably would still have that misdemeanor. That's
Wow,
crazy.
Aubrey, I didn't know. Interesting, interesting. All right,
Oh,
well, now
funny.
that we all know you had a misdemeanor at 18, like,
Right.
what else should our listeners come away with?
I feel like that's for sure gonna be in the quiz. If you guys haven't signed up for quizzes, you need to. On Apple, we have Jessica and I do these
Yes.
really fun quizzes, and there's always, one host trivia question, so I'll have to make sure it's that it's about me going to jail.
That's a really good trivia question. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna have to do like an overall quiz and see who is our best All Ears English listener of all
Oh,
the
yeah.
episodes ever created at All Ears English, and that would definitely be in the quiz,
That
Aubrey.
would be
Which of the All Ears English
amazing.
hosts has had a misdemeanor in their
Yes.
life?
A cumulative exam, a cumulative quiz. Oh my heck, I
Ah,
love that idea
so
so
good.
much.
I love it. All right. So yeah, guys, I mean, bail, it is a casual word in many of these situations. So be careful
Mhm.
there, right? Keep that in mind.
Yes, and it can
Mhm,
be really confusing. It's a homophone, and it's used
mhm,
as both a noun and a verb, and there are
mhm.
these phrasal verbs with multiple meanings. So I'm not surprised Min was confused. I'm
Yep.
glad we were able to do this episode to really break down all these different meanings so that you can use them with confidence, both in business English and with friends and family.
Yes, I'm so glad Min sent in this question. Guys, if you have questions, send them in. Maybe they can send them into you, Aubrey, too, right?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
So send them into Aubrey at allearsenglish.com. She'll put them on our list. If it's a great question, we will prioritize it. The more specific and the more rooted in a real situation, the better. Right?
Absolutely. Oh, so fun. I loved this. I love phrasal verbs. They're so it's like you said, it makes your speech a little more informal, a little more native and natural. So yes, don't shy away
100%.
from using phrasal verbs.
Don't shy away. I love it. Another phrasal verb,
Right,
right?
yes, of
All right.
course.
Good stuff, Aubrey. We got to get off the mic. I'll talk to you very soon. Have a good day.
Awesome. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.